So the University of Michigan has a long history of innovation around learning and discovery. And so MOOCs are one point on that continuum. When we think about MOOCs as an experimental space in the Office of Digital Education and Innovation, we think about two fundamental questions. One is about how can we redefine residential learning and unlock personalized, engaged, and lifelong learning experiences for students here at U of M. The second has to do with what is really unique about us. So we try to ask the question of what is only possible at a great public residential research university. An important part of our process is working closely with faculty and instructional teams around campus. MOOCs are only a part of our digital learning strategy, but they've provided an important sandbox for experimentation and have renewed a conversation around teaching and learning on campus. By the end of this year, we will have created more than 30 MOOCs, some of which have run more than 10 times. And in 3 short years, we've managed to reach over 3 million lifelong learners. But what's most exciting to us is that we've managed to partner with 15 of our 19 colleges and schools to experiment with MOOCs. So fundamental to our approach with digital education is that it's both scholarly and practical. We work at the intersection of digital learning and learning analytics, and many of our experiments are designed to amplify our strength in scholarship and to reduce the barriers to multidisciplinary learning.
The University of Michigan has been involved in producing MOOCs since early in 2012. Our research agenda and the Learning, Education, and Design Lab started with an end-of-course survey that we developed to run across all the courses we were offering at Michigan to get some consistency in what we were learning about our MOOC students.
We know there are attrition and retention problems with MOOCs. One of my principal investigations has been to not only understand, but to predict why students might not complete a course. Result of this work has been the development of a predictive modeling process, where we use historical information from the MOOC clickstream logs of a course to build statistical models for future iterations of those courses. Even on the second day of a course offering, we can do better than a chance prediction, and the quality of our models increases as we collect more interactions from learners. We anticipate working with vendors to include predictive models of student success in dashboards for learners, teaching assistants, and instructors.
People are motivated to take MOOCs for many reasons. For example, they may really enjoy learning, they want to explore a new field, and in some cases, because they can't afford a formal education. There's also a high percentage of learners taking MOOCs for employment-related reasons. However, there's limited research that explores whether taking MOOCs leads to employment-related benefits. As a result, we conducted an investigation aimed to understand whether MOOCs were a platform for employability. We found that MOOCs supported skill acquisition, increased confidence among learners, and a better understanding of their work environments. However, taking these courses did not lead to new jobs or job promotions, and MOOCs were an untapped resource for building social capital among learners. We also identified a need for learners to share their personal career paths and career goals with other learners for mentorship and guidance. I'd like to explore new ways of designing MOOCs to better support employability in the future. If you're interested in learning more about this work, please visit socialinnovations.us.
As an institution that is heavily focused on the residential experience, Michigan is interested in understanding how the MOOC phenomena can benefit our undergraduate and graduate populations. One way we've done this is through the offering of an on-campus MOOC on healthcare policy and innovation. This MOOC had more than 800 undergraduate and graduate students enrolled across the 3 Michigan campuses, with learning activities happening in the Coursera platform and being augmented with face-to-face discussion groups. Another way we've sought to engage our residential students is in the teaching of our MOOCs. Augmenting our MOOC courses with live office hours and extra video problems prepared by some of our best students gives them an opportunity to showcase their skills and abilities to the world.
So we wanted to see how individuals interacted with the course. And to do so, we embedded some questionnaires at about 6 weeks and then 6 months follow-up. One of the questions we wanted to know was whether or not people who signed up with individuals they knew behaved differently within the course, or if people were sort of working on their own, was that something that helped them? And what we found through this study that we did called Learning with Friends was that for individuals who signed up with colleagues from work or friends or family, they actually had a higher level of engagement with the course. They were more likely to finish it, and they were actually more likely to communicate within the discussion forums as well. So the next step then will be to layer in an online social platform for real-time discussion simultaneous with the MOOC to see if that makes any difference as well.
Despite the number of courses that we offer at Michigan and the diversity of those courses, we're really interested in collaborating with other institutions that offer MOOCs so we can get a better picture of who the learners are who are taking MOOCs and what kinds of activities they're engaging in as they learn through this new form of education. At the University of Michigan, we've already begun to prepare for collaborating with other partners to share data. We've done this in two ways. The first is that we've developed a number of scripts for data cleaning that we've made available through open source license. And we've also developed a data sharing policy that we believe alleviates concerns that others would have about sharing student data.